So this thing is starting to look kind of interesting. I spent the last several days making this collage thing that I really like, and it was really fun to make. And I had this canvas all painted, and I'm still struggling with it, to be honest. Last night I was working on this section over here, and it's so messy, it's so full of color that I'm just not inspired to, I can't really see anything that I paint over it. I'm definitely learning a lesson about that. It's something that I have known when I first started painting, that, don't make the background too crazy or too thick, because then it's harder to paint over, which is true. But some people left some really nice comments and suggestions in the last couple of videos, which I really appreciate, because I've been quite overwhelmed, just discouraged over the last couple of days, and struggling with the process. Like last night I was working on this piece and just like, what am I doing? This is horrible. I don't like it. I can't really say why. It's just because it's so messy, and the process takes so long. I made a follow-up video to the video I shared of me discussing this process, and I lost the footage the other day. But I was going to talk about how it's when I get discouraged and it's hard to work on things, it's difficult. The difficulty is because it takes so long. That creating takes so much time, and it's tedious, and it's when I'm not inspired, then it feels really tedious and long and slow. And I when I'm working, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a plan when I'm, like I've said. So I can feel lost very easily, and the sound in here is weird. But on a good note, I'm actually selling one of my paintings. Let me show you the one I'm selling. This one, the first one I did. I have a buyer, if somebody wants to buy it. So, which is pretty amazing, because it's the very first painting I've done. Can't really see it. And I'm very happy about that, because as anybody knows who is an artist, making art in and of itself is hard, but then to actually be able to sell your work is really hard. So, and to be totally transparent, it's one of my aunts, one of my mother's sisters. Surprisingly, Mimi. To my surprise, one of my aunts, Suzette, shared all of my pieces that I've made, that I've shared with her, with all my mother's relatives, which makes sense, but and she was saying how all of them are really impressed by my work, which is really nice to hear, because they're quite a conservative bunch, which makes me wonder how I came out of such a strangely normal group of people, because there's nobody in my family like me, nobody else who's an artist or a musician or so it's cool. It feels nice that I have one of my own relatives who want to support my work, and also that it's my very first painting. So I want to do another one. Kind of, I think with every piece, if I sell a piece, I want to do another piece that's kind of similar to it, to replace it, I guess. There's only been a handful of times in my time drawing and painting that I've given pieces to other people. Like a long time ago, when we went to York to see James perform, I tore out a piece from my journal, from my own art book, as a drawing of him, and I gave it to him. I wonder if he still has it. but that's not something I ever do, and I've given a couple of smaller pieces away to people. Thoth has always said that I should just give my pieces away, but I can't. I feel like I deserve to be compensated for my work, but at the same time I want to give people art, my art that really enjoy it. As for example, my sister really loves the one with the teeth that I just finished, and I wish I could give it to her, but she can't afford it. I have a friend named Clover who really loves the really dark piece with all the tentacles floating around. The second piece I did, and but he can't afford it. So, you know, I really want to be compensated for my work, but at the same time, I would love to be able to give these pieces to Mimi. Mimi, what are you doing? She's just chewing on things that she's not supposed to.
This is so funny.
I know that I deserve to be paid for my work, but at the same time, I'd really like to give. I really, in a way, want to give my work away. Just give it to people that love it, that relate to it. Because I really want to give my pieces to people that really love what I'm creating. And this piece, it's going to be hard to actually give this, even though I'm getting paid for it, it's going to be hard to give it, actually ship it away. I'm going to take some good photos of it so I can make prints. I've yet to start the paint process. That's something that I need to focus on, but I'm so focused on painting that I don't focus on that. And I have all of these things that I've done, all of these pieces that I kind of use as inspiration for the bigger pieces. And I'd love to make prints of these. Printing and all that requires taking really good photos and digging up blah blah. It's just complicated, and it requires focus and time commitment. And this stuff takes so much time that I just don't have time for it right now. I will eventually, and I'm working on so many other things. On any given day, I'm working on projects and editing videos and posting things and writing and trying to work on music and practicing. Speaking of practicing, we're going to go over to Zest today. We haven't been there in months because these people, these Indonesian musicians, Javanese musicians named Ferry and Abink, play there Tuesday and Thursday. And when we first came here and when we first moved back, we were going there all the time and singing with them. They have they do their set, and then they do kind of like an open mic thing where they play with anybody who wants to come up and sing with them. And I was doing that, and I shared it on our channel, and people were saying, like, I wish you could make an album with them. Like my friend Mariana said that, which I would love to do. But I was in this space of really wanting more, and I still would. I've kind of gotten over that, but they're very focused on their own project, and of course, and I don't have a work visa, so it doesn't seem to be possible to do anything more with them than just go and sing with them when I'm able to. And there was a time in which I was feeling dissatisfied with that, wanting more and feeling, not getting paid for it. So, and I can't get paid for it, but not receiving anything in exchange for going out there. But these days, where we're living, we're literally right down the street from Zest, so we don't have to. We don't have to go a long distance to get there. We can walk there. So we're gonna go, and I'm gonna bring my violin. And Both mentioned it this morning that I think you should play and sing, and that's what I was thinking. Because I've been practicing a ton, at least 3 days a week if I can. Practicing doing this thing solo with the loops, and it's hard for sure. It's really hard to get going with it, but I really appreciate a couple of people who have actually paid attention to it and listened, because even though it's just in the bathroom and it's not visually very interesting, aurally and sonically it is. And someone said in a comment recently, they said that they just close their eyes and listen, and that's the point of those videos is that people like just listen to it, because it really is beautiful what I'm doing. I find that I look at my arm when I'm singing, and I have goosebumps, that my hair is standing up on end, which is crazy. And I tend to go into a trance when I'm doing it, and the reason I'm doing it in the bathroom is because that's the only acoustically viable space that I have access to right now. And if I don't have the ability to sing for an audience or get paid for it, there are three things that I need in order to really have a good time performing. That give me really the motivation to do it is it's acoustic, an acoustic space, there are people, and there's money. And these days, that's not happening. That's kind of a sacrifice we've had to make to be here, to be in an affordable, comfortable part of the world, is that we don't get to perform for people. Thoth has found his own way to do it by doing his walkabouts, but I'm still trying to figure it out for myself. But in the meantime, practicing has been really important for me to keep my fingers well, and it's given me some interesting, it's taught me a lot of things about how playing with a full piece by myself, writing music with reason is really hard for me. It's not something I really enjoy doing. And the thing I really enjoy doing is improvising. And I would love to, if I made an album, I would love to just improvise the whole thing. I was thinking of getting a looper, and how interesting that would be to loop my own voice and make stuff like that. But today I'm gonna go with Thoth to Zest and bring my violin and sing with Betty and Abink and kind of explore what I've been practicing in front of people. In the months before, when we would go there, I would just sing, and they tend to improvise, do an improvised piece for 15 minutes, and I can't sing continuously for 15 minutes. But the thing of playing, taking a break from singing and playing, is really nice. And I don't think they know that I can play violin. I think they only think that Thoth plays. So, and there are opportunities here in Ubud to get to play for people at open mics and stuff. So, and I'm not really interested these days in working and having a job and being expected to be at places at certain times. Even though getting paid to sing would be nice. It's not something I'm really interested anymore in, the work required to, the thing of having to do it at night when I'm tired and hungry and wanting to go to bed, Like when I did that thing with Geisha the other day, it was wonderful to sing with her. I felt so privileged to get to do that, but I was tired and I wanted to go to bed, and I was overstimulated and stayed up half the night because I had just sung an hour before bedtime. So doing this thing during the day will be really nice. It makes me wonder how I'll feel tonight, because tonight is at La Luz, our friend Greg, who's a pianist, is playing, and that's also really close to where we live. So I think I want to go there too, because he invited us. We saw him at the grocery store the other day, and he said, "You're welcome to come anytime and sing with me." And I do want to do that. That's the intention anyway. So I'll report back with what happens and how I feel about it. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens, and let you guys know. Come say hi. Come say hello. Hi, Mrs. Mimi. Mrs. Mimi is a sweetie. She barks a lot. This is a big girl. What do you see?